On January 12, 2026, millions watching the PSLV C62 mission from Sriharikota felt their hearts sink. Minutes after liftoff, the rocket failed. 16 satellites, including DRDO's strategic surveillance satellite Anvesha, the EOS N1, and payloads from Indian startups and countries like Brazil, UK, Nepal, Spain, and Thailand, were lost. For a vehicle that had only 3 failures in the first 62 launches, 2 consecutive breakdowns raise uncomfortable questions. Why was the May 2025 failure not fully resolved before launching again? With the PSLV C61 investigation report still pending at the Prime Minister's office, the decision to rush the C62 launch is now under intense scrutiny. This is the heart of the problem: launching before learning. The rocket's first 2 stages performed nominally. However, during the third stage, that is a PS3, a solid phase motor, a critical anomaly occurred. Telemetry showed a drop in chamber pressure, the same issue that doomed the May 2025 mission. The rocket lost control, its roll rate spiked, and it drifted off course. Without the required thrust to reach orbital velocity, the mission was lost. ISRO Chairman V. Narayanan announced a failure analysis committee. While the space exploration is inherently risky, NASA and SpaceX have faced their share of disasters. The difference between a setback and a crisis is, however, the ability to learn. 2 identical failures suggest a systemic issue rather than a random accident. The financial blow is significant, with losses estimated between $200 to $250 million. While international payloads and some Indian startups carry insurance through domestic and international insurers, the trust deficit is harder to cover. PSLV's lifetime success rate has dipped to 93.7%. Consequently, insurance premiums for future Indian launches are expected to jump 20 to 30%, threatening the cost advantage that made ISRO a global leader in the small satellite market. For international partners like Spain, Thailand, Brazil, the UK, and Nepal, the loss of years of engineering work is devastating. PSLV missions are now grounded at least until the mid of February 2026, causing a massive backlog for New Space India Limited, ISRO's commercial arm. For the Indian Space Research Organization, the PSLV C62 was primarily a commercial mission, carrying a mix of private, educational, and international payloads. Its loss therefore affects not only national objectives but also India's standing as a dependable launch provider. Indian startups that lost their satellite on this mission have lost years of research and development. Despite staying positive publicly, this could seriously affect investor confidence in the Indian space sector. The 2020 reforms that opened up space to private players now face their biggest test. Will venture capitalists continue betting on the Indian space startups after witnessing such losses? Similarly, the loss of Anvesha is a blow to national security. Designed for hyperspectral imaging, it was intended to unmask military camouflage along India's borders. Beyond the hardware, there is a psychological toll. The Gaganyaan program, India's human spaceflight mission, uses the larger LMV-3 or the GSLV Mark III rocket, not the PSLV. However, the manufacturing of solid motors for the PSLV's third stage shares quality control protocols with the GSLV. If there is a broader manufacturing rot, the safety of India's future astronauts become a paramount concern. India's space economy was valued at $8.4 billion in 2023 and is projected to reach $44 billion in 2033. Achieving this requires absolute reliability. Many experts now ask, is ISRO trying to do too much? With the Chandrayaan-4, the Shukrayaan or the Venus mission, the Gaganyaan, regular satellite launches, and commercial missions running simultaneously, quality checks may be suffering. The fact that both recent failures involve the same PS3 stage suggests that a specific recurring problem that should have been caught and fixed after the first failure. The recurring PS3 failure points towards 2 main possibilities. First, manufacturing defects. A bad batch of solid propellant or casing materials. Second, design aging. The 30-year-old PSLV design may be struggling from modern, or heavier and more complex multi-satellite ride-share configurations. Why is only PSLV failing while ISRO's other rockets like the GSLV continue to perform well? The answer likely lies in these factors. The PSLV has been our workforce for 3 decades, but perhaps it's showing its age and limitations. This crisis should be ISRO's wake-up call. Success can breed complacency. Failure forces evolution. To restore the global confidence, ISRO must take immediate action. First, transparency. Publicly release the investigative reports for both C61 and C62. People deserve to know what's going wrong. Then, there is always safety first. Ground the PSLV fleet until the PS3 motor is completely redesigned or recertified. No more rushing launches to meet the calendar deadlines. Third, external audits, wherein we invite private sector experts and international partners to audit quality control processes. Fresh eyes can spot problems that internal teams might miss. Fourth, modernization. Accelerate the development of the new generation launch vehicle to replace the aging PSLV. Fifth, empowerment. Fully hand over commercial operations to private players, allowing ISRO scientists to focus on research, development, and deep space exploration. ISRO should also consider replacing the entire PS3 solid motor inventory with freshly manufactured units using stricter quality protocols. ISRO should install additional sensors and telemetry on the third stage to catch problems earlier. It might be time to retire the aging PSLV design entirely and to move on to new launch vehicles. The technology that worked brilliantly for 30 years may not be suitable for today's complex missions. Will India recover from this setback? Absolutely. The real question is whether we will use this failure as a catalyst to build more transparent, robust, and accountable space ecosystem. If we choose honesty over face saving, quality over speed, long-term excellence over short-term targets, then years from now, we might look back at PSLV C62 not just as a disaster, but as a moment that pushed India to become a truly world-class space power.